Did you know 46% of all American workers have less than $10,000 saved for retirement? According to Forbes, the average 50-year-old has less than $50,000 in retirement savings. Did you know one out of every six elderly Americans is already living below the federal poverty line? And twice as many women over 65 are living in poverty compared with men. Let's talk about the moms. 40% of mothers today are the primary breadwinners for their families, and more than 40% of those moms are now living in poverty. What that means today is that we have more elderly people, especially women, moms, and children, living below the federal poverty line than ever before. These are our current and future nightmares. How many of you think these stats are terrible? How many of you would like to change that for you and your family? How would it feel if you could live now and retire later stress-free? Well, today we're going to talk about how to build a sustainable financial future. I have been learning about money for over 15 years, and teaching about financial literacy is something I have become very passionate about. So who am I and why should you listen to me? My journey started with network marketing about 9.5 years ago. I was in corporate America for over 20 years before network marketing found me. In my early 40s, I made a decision to become an entrepreneur and to create wealth. I am so glad the vehicle of network marketing showed up for me when it did. I didn't have to buy a franchise or start my own business. I didn't have to experience all the headaches that go with owning your own business before I started network marketing. In the last 9+ years, I've only been with two companies, Jeunesse and Monavie, and with both of these companies, I reached the diamond level in about 2 years. I've been a student of making money and taking care of the money I make for about 15 years. Teaching about financial literacy has always been a dream of mine because I believe this one skill can change lives, and it is needed now more than ever in the world we live in today. So let's talk about what we learned about money along the way. Most of us have takeaways from our families around money that we don't even realize. Do you remember how your parents talked about money? Do you remember how your grandparents talked about money? What was the money language in your childhood home? Did your parents stress about paying the bills? Did they fight about money? Was money a stressful topic? Did they say things like, we can't afford that, or money doesn't grow on trees? Were they worried about their retirement? If they were like most households that live paycheck to paycheck, you heard all kinds of things about money that have become part of your wiring and is no longer serving you. Take a moment to answer these questions. Do you think rich people are greedy? Do you hate it when it's time to pay your bills? Do you resent money and think it isn't important? Do you think money is not part of your spiritual process? Does it make you uncomfortable to think about you making a lot of money? If you answer yes to rich people are greedy, and yes, you hate paying your bills, or yes, money isn't important, or yes, you are uncomfortable with your own financial success, then you're going to want to rewire your thoughts about money. If you think money is bad and the root of all evil, guess what? You will not get more of it. Money just makes us more of who we already are. If you are selfish and mean, then you will just be selfish and mean with a lot of money. If you are generous and kind and love helping people, then you're going to be able to be even more generous with more money. What gets talked about a lot in our profession is how to earn and spend the money. Many company cultures are even about creating lavish lifestyles, and that can be great if the money is there. But because most of us don't understand how money works and what to do with it, even those lifestyles can become a nightmare too. Because the truth is, if you're making $100,000 a year and you are spending $110,000 a year, you are still broke. We have all heard the stories of the lottery winners that win millions and declare bankruptcy a few years later. So let's make a shift in our home-based businesses to teach people to be better off because of their experience in our companies. I decided as a young girl I never wanted to worry about money. I was blessed with amazing parents. My parents had 9 children in 11 years. How they did what they did with what they had, I don't know. But when I was about 18 years old, my father had a heart attack and became depressed and didn't work for over a year. We had 9 teenagers at home, and my mom's invalid mother, my grandmother, came to live with us, and there was no money coming in. My mom had to take charge and go to work. It was very stressful, and I saw my parents struggle, and I made a decision then that I never wanted to worry about money. I'm sure there's lots of you that saw your parents struggle too. I did well enough as an employee for many years in corporate America, but then in my early 40s, after working in corporate America for over 20 years, I made the decision that what I really wanted was to become an entrepreneur and to create wealth. It wasn't until network marketing found me in my late 40s that I realized that decision. Changing your financial blueprint starts with a decision. It's about saying enough is enough and I want more, I want better, and I want different. You can live free of financial stress. It takes work to change our habits, but you can do it and it is so worth it. Reading great books can help you change your habits. Reading has absolutely changed my life. These are several books that I've read many times. Think and Grow Rich and Rich Dad Poor Dad, and Tony Robbins' new book, Money Master the Game, has quickly become a favorite too. Don't ever underestimate how reading books or listening to audiobooks can change your life, and reading about money and working on your money mindset will make one of the biggest differences in your life you can make. In our profession, network marketing, we talk a lot about how much money you can make. It is sometimes daunting to people who are new to network marketing because of how much we talk about the money, because in traditional business, we are taught not to talk about the money. And it is amazing the incomes that we can create in our profession, but that's only one piece of the equation. How much do you keep? How much do you invest? How much do you save? How much debt do you have? How much do you give away? How much do you live on? How much you keep and what you do with the money is probably even more important than how much you make. Let's talk about a few easy habits you could create. What if you made an extra payment of $1,000 each year towards your mortgage? For many of us, that would pay off our mortgages 5 years earlier. What if you created a debt snowball, meaning you pay off your smallest debt first and then work on the next debt and the next one until there is no credit card debt left? Imagine what that would feel like. Would you sleep better at night if you had 6 months of living expenses in the bank? If you don't have this, then you have a 911 to your finances to put some money aside because those rainy days do happen. What if you started funding your retirement now? What if you started funding your retirement with more? Wouldn't it feel great to teach our kids how to manage money, how to use credit cards so that they never had credit card debt? And getting good financial advice is absolutely worth paying for. You want to be working with an accountant. And again, there are great books out there to help with this too. You have to start somewhere. Years ago, I read a How to Invest, How to Save book, and one tip I got from that book has allowed me to never run a credit balance on my credit cards for over 26 years. That's what's possible for you and your families and your children. And everyone should have a net worth statement. All a net worth statement does is it gives you a snapshot. It gives you a baseline of where you are today, assets versus liabilities, what you own versus what you owe. You can't figure out how to get to where you want to go if you don't know where you are right now, and that's all a net worth statement does for you. These are some real easy habits that you could start today that would absolutely make a difference in your financial destiny. When we come into our businesses, there's a lot that we don't know. There's a lot we don't take advantage of. Many of us have jobs when we start our home-based business, and most of us don't know all the tax advantages of a home-based business. Most of us don't know that we can live our life like a business and write off the meals, the gas, the travel, the cell phones, the office supplies, and some of the meetings that we hold. Most of us don't know how to keep the records we need for tax purposes, so when it comes time for taxes, we aren't scrambling and stressed out and end up paying more than we need to. Again, work with a good accountant. They will actually save you money. Let me ask you this. What do you really want to do with the money? We all think we want to make a ton of money, but what would you do with it? Have you noticed that when you ask a child what they want, they can tell you exactly what they want, very specific detail about what they want. But often we adults really don't know. This is where our money hang-ups show up. So, what do I do that allows me to envision success about money? What do I do to think differently about money? There are two very specific things that I do. I've been playing the prosperity game for almost 10 years. I started playing the prosperity game, which I learned from a law of attraction book years ago, the very same month, May of 2006, that I joined my first network marketing company. I started playing the game with $10,000, and every time I played the game, I added another $10,000. And each time I wrote down exactly what I would do with the money. Now, fast forward 2 years later, and I had just reached one of the top levels in that company. And that week, when I went to play the game, I realized that I was playing with the exact amount of money that the average diamond level executive was earning annually. This picture is that income disclosure statement, and highlighted is the average income for the rank I had just achieved. I had been playing the game a few times a week for 2 years, and the exact same week that I achieved this rank, I was playing with $1.4 million in my prosperity game journal. Thoughts become things. Thoughts become real. What I love about this game is it puts you in the mindset of being positive about your money goals. You are acting as if you already have the money. I can promise you, when you are in an abundance mindset versus a scarcity mindset, more money will show up. The way this works is you will take action to create what your mind is imagining. So this is how you can play this game too. Start with a journal, and on the first page, write down $10,000 and today's date, and then write down exactly how you would spend that money. Imagine you really have just deposited $10,000, and now you are going to choose how you withdraw it. Here's an example. It includes some fun, some savings, some investing, some paying off debt too. The next time you play the game, you would be playing with $20,000, and you're going to write down exactly how you would spend that money, how you would invest it, how you would guide that $20,000. The next time you play, you would be playing with $30,000. You will very quickly start to reach numbers where you really have to think how you would spend, invest, and guide that much money. Your ability to imagine will expand tremendously, which will in turn change your mindset about money and what is possible. It will start to become fun. And good things happen when you're in a fun mindset instead of a scared and stressed mindset. I've been playing this game in my journal for almost 10 years, and the amount I spend now is well over $7 million. Every time I play this game, it puts me in a place of abundance, and I know it will do the same for you. I would encourage you to play the prosperity game for the next 21 days, every day, and see for yourself what a difference it can make for you. The second thing I do that allows me to envision success about money is I practice gratitude on a daily basis. It may seem simple, but it isn't always easy. The divine wants us to appreciate what we have. And one thing I know for sure is if we are not grateful for what is in front of us, we will not get more of what we want. If you are looking at your sales reports and asking, why isn't anyone doing anything, then it is time to switch it around, to get grateful and work with the people that are doing something. It's time to become grateful that you can be the person to go do something. If your business isn't where you want it to be, Be grateful for where it is and what you have. When you go to pay your bills, be grateful for the money you do have to pay what you can. Be grateful for the money you earn and have now. As a daily recurring event on my calendar, I have a note that says, I am happy and grateful for dot dot dot. And every day when I see that recurring event, I stop and I take a moment and I think of the 5 to 10 things that I am grateful for right then. It's a daily reminder for me to remember what I have. Gratitude changes everything for the better. Making money and what you do with the money can become a game. It is fun to watch your accounts grow. It is extremely satisfying to see your credit cards paid off and your 6-month emergency fund funded. Teach your kids that making money is fun. See if you can switch from saying we can't afford that to asking how could we afford that. The first one is defeated and the second one is empowering. Our home-based businesses, network marketing is an amazing vehicle, the best I have seen to create wealth and residual income. Out of all I've invested in, what we have to offer with our business is the best return on my time and money I've ever seen. You can do very well with your home-based business, with your network marketing business, but if you spend it all, you will miss out. The point is to put that money to work for you. We actually have 2 jobs. We actually have 2 businesses. The business of building our home-based business, and the second business is the business of taking care of the money that we earn in that business. If you will follow a few basic rules, you can change your financial blueprint for life. You can change your family's destiny by following simple rules about money. I know because I've done it. I've learned the rules of the money game, and my life has changed in ways I couldn't have imagined. I met my husband because I said yes to network marketing. My husband was a package deal with 3 amazing kids, and now as a family, we enjoy a lifestyle and a freedom from stress that 10 years ago I don't think I could have imagined. I travel around the world with my great friends and business partners. I get to help these young girls in Ethiopia go to school because I can give in a way that makes a difference. I'm positively impacting lives all around the world, and I certainly get to vacation in truly amazing places all around the world too. In our business, our success is measured by how many people we help. When we help others get what they want, we will get everything we want too. The only limitation is our thoughts, your belief in yourself and what is possible. The sky really is the limit. What are you choosing? Thank you for joining me here today. Congratulations for the choice you are making to get better at taking care of your money. And congratulations for the choice you are making to build a home-based business. I absolutely do believe that it is a better way. My wish for all of you is that you have fun making the money and that you have just as much fun taking care of the money. And lastly, I wish you all great success.